Hi guys, and welcome again to Freckle Finance. Today I thought I would do an update on the financial independence, early retirement, where we stand right now, and kind of where we stand with the way the market is going. So the last time I updated you guys was about 6 months ago, and I will put up a card. Hopefully I'm pointing to the right spot. So I'll put a card up there so you can watch that and kind of be able to compare and contrast between currently our standing. So I'm sure some of you are aware of this, especially if you are a fellow Canadian. The Canadian economy is not doing very well right now. And to basically just do a very broad view of it, oil was overproduced and now our oil prices have dropped. And oil is a very significant part of the Canadian economy. So because of that, our Canadian investments have just dropped dramatically. However, Canada is not the only struggling first world country, and there are other countries in the world right now that are also experiencing a decline in their economy, or just not, the investments are just not doing well in those countries as well. So basically, since the last time I updated you guys, our investments are not doing well. We have not lost money. However, we haven't really increased our overall amount of money that we have in the market, even though we have been contributing a significant portion of our income every single month. Since in the past, though, there has been really good years in the market, we are not in the negative. We are not at zero. We are still in the positive on our investments. However, there has been a significant decrease in our Canadian portfolio, as well as just overall much of the world market has just decreased. And many people have lost money. However, with long-term investing, if you have been investing for a while with significant amounts, hopefully, if you're well diversified like us, you will not see an overall loss in your money. So much like in the past videos on financial independence, I'm going to give you the value of what our expected date of retirement is if the market makes 10% with the consideration of 3% inflation on in Canada, 3% inflation on expenses every year, and not contributing another dollar to our investment account. So I just thought this was the easiest way, because it can allow us to show fluctuations within our investments, and also gives us a timeline if for whatever reason in the future we have to stop contributing. And just as a little side note, I'm not sure if I explained this in previous videos, when you calculate based on a 10% growth rate with 3% inflation, it means that I'm actually just calculating a 7% increase per year. Now, obviously, that did not happen this year, but as an overall general average, that is an average that is with a good diversified portfolio with a bit of risk, you should be able to reasonably get 10%. So when calculating that, our retirement age is still at 46 years old. Now, for some people, they'll think that's great. The market has decreased and your retirement age is exactly the same as before. However, we have contributed a lot of money. And so if we had actually counted the money, if the money was exactly where it is right now with the decrease, which is basically where it stood 6 months ago, we have about the same money in the market, and we added all the money that we saved, our retirement age would actually decrease to 44.5 years old. So there's basically a year and a half difference on our retirement age. So that shows that our investments have gone down, considering we have been contributing. So first of all, for anyone who is far away from their retirement date, or when they want to be financially independent, this should not be a cause for concern at all, and really shouldn't change your strategy much, other than potentially learning a lesson or two with regards to how you have invested. So we are not worried about this. The market will go back up in the future. We do not know when or how long or anything like that, just like you never ever know when you're investing. But there's still approximately a 20-year timeline before we plan to be financially independent, and therefore we have tons of time to make up the money. As well, since we purchase investments on a regular basis, and I actually purchase on a monthly basis, we are able to take advantage of cost averaging. And that means that you're purchasing your investments at a different price all the time. So when investments are low, you get your investments at a great price. And then when it's high, you don't get it as good of a price, but you've also purchased them when they are low. So therefore, you're maintaining an average purchase rate, but the investments are still increasing on top of that. So with that being said, basically, investments right now are on sale. They are cheap. And so something that I am personally doing to take advantage of this is I'm trying to spend less money, which if you watch my goals video and then my update video, which is to come, or possibly will already be up, depends on what order I post them all, you will see that I'm trying to focus more on my spending and make sure that I'm not spending unnecessarily. And the main focus right now is that investments are cheap, and I want to buy as much as I possibly can right now, because that will be able to, when it does increase, that will make even more money than if I just kept contributing the same amount. However, it's not going to make that much of a difference to how much I'm spending every month. It's just I'm trying to just cut back, take advantage of the fact that investments are very low right now. So in short, no, this does not affect us at all. However, if this happened, closer to our time that we are planning on becoming financially independent, what a lot of people in this situation will do is they will just work longer, work a few more years, maybe get a bigger base that they can withdraw their money from in retirement, and also just wait for the markets to go back up. And because the plan is early retirement, it gives you the option to wait longer if you have to. But at this point, no, everything is still fine. We are still on track. So I would say the one big takeaway and something that I'm going to look towards changing, aside from currently my spending, is that potentially I have too much in my Canadian portfolio. Everything that I have in Canadian investments right now it's money lost. My Canadian investments are actually in the negative. So really the only reason that my portfolio is in the positive right now is because I have American and just a worldwide kind of ETF. And if you don't know what an ETF is, I'll try to link a card up here. I've got a video explaining what an ETF is. So basically, if I had only invested in Canadian investments right now, I would be doing a lot worse. But because I am diversified across the world, I'm doing okay. However, I feel like maybe I have learned that I still have too much in Canadian. So the way I've done it is, 1/3 of my portfolio is in Canadian investments. And the reason that specifically for Canada, I'm looking at changing this is because most of the investments in Canada, even in these well-diversified portfolio, most of our industry is oil and finance. So there's really only two industries, whereas if you're American and you're investing in a well-diversified American ETF, mutual fund, whatever it is that you're choosing, there is a lot more popular, well-developed industries within the US than there is compared to Canada. So I'm potentially considering reducing the amount of Canadian investment I have and increasing the worldwide investments that I have to sort of help out and balance between many different countries, as opposed to having so much in Canadian. As well, hopefully for any of you that do invest and maybe you keep all your investments in your home country, maybe this will be a good inspiration for you to relook at your portfolio and decide, really, do you want to have such a home country bias for your portfolio? Because if your country starts doing badly in investments, you don't want all of your money to decrease dramatically. So that is it for my update video. Hopefully the next time I give you an update, which I'm thinking about maybe doing this every 6 months more often, maybe if there is more exciting stuff going on. But yeah, hopefully the next time the market is up and I can have more exciting news. And as always, if you like these videos, if you find them informative, or you just find it interesting, click subscribe because I upload videos regularly. Have a good day. Bye.